Hey guys, welcome. This is Giovanna with the Ambassador of Healing, and I am here today to talk to you about patience. Patience is a word for me that needs a couple of deep breaths. It's definitely been a lifelong struggle for me. I probably, like many of us, have some ADHD, just the super high urgency, super high drive, just wanting to go after what life has for me. And I know that a lot of you can relate. So I figured I'd come here today and talk to you about patience as my nervous system kicks in and feels like, uh-oh, here we go, talking about something that causes us stress, always running around, always going from one thing to the next, just struggling to kind of keep priorities in line and meet all the needs that are here for kids, family, friends, our own needs, our health. There's like businesses. I mean, there's a long list of things that we are constantly having to keep up with. And then there are dreams, creations, what our soul wants, all the things that are here for us in life. And a lot of the time we have to have a ton of patience to be able to set our minds straight on what is getting our attention today. How much energy do I have for that? What is the bandwidth that I have for that? Where am I emotionally, physically, and spiritually? Am I exhausted, like bags under my eyes, raining, hat, tired, didn't sleep well? Lots of things building up, creating, some tensions, some needs to be released, some space is necessary. But when this impatience comes up, it's a really good time just to check in and say, what is my soul calling for in this moment? Here is an opportunity for me to really be with what is calling for me. Am I going to honor and acknowledge that call, or am I going to look away, ignore that call, and blame, shame, name somebody else, come up with something to distract me, run to some sort of comfort or addiction? Or am I just going to be present with the impatience, with the things that are swirling all around us? And am I going to hear that message that I'm getting from my soul, from my inner self? Am I going to be with that message? And am I truly going to hear that message for me? And then am I going to sit with it and maybe take a next step? I want to encourage you today to do that, to take that next step. If you find 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever it is in your life today, tap in to your soul and ask yourself, what is it that my soul is calling me to do right now? Where am I called to be in this very, very moment? And the funny thing is that's how I got right here in front of you. I actually had a lot going on. I still do. I have a very intense weekend. I have a lot of things happening in my family, immediate, and a lot of things going on that are very encompassing right now. So when I found this hour, I said, oh my gosh, okay, I can just go do 1,000 things, right? And the great thing about being sensitive and being in tune with yourself is that my soul said, no, you're not gonna do that. No matter how I look, how I feel, what's going on with me today, all the things that I want to fill my agenda with. I want to fill the space. I want to be impatient and hurry up and knock the stuff out. And I don't really want to acknowledge that I'm tired. I just want to move. So my soul's sending me these messages. Time for rest. time to acknowledge your body, time to acknowledge what you're carrying, time to share some things with some others, and to delve into this creative work that you love, to truly be present with the creative work that your soul is calling you to. Because guys, I just want you to know, we're learning through this process, and others are learning from us also. Whether we have a YouTube channel or some other ministry, or we're just living our lives day to day, we're learning from every choice and decision that we make. So each one of these videos, I'm learning from it, you know? I'm learning in the moment. I'm learning in the present with this opportunity to be here with you while we're all learning together. It's just really, really cool. And it's just really amazing to be so sensitive, listening to my own soul speak to me, to walk me through life, to be living intuitively instead of living in every other way from the outside in, okay? Living from the inside out instead of, you know, like I said, everything from the outside wants to control us, wants to tell us you're not important, or this is going on, or that's going on, or this needs calling, or that. And you are very important. You are extremely important, and you don't know how important you are. You don't know what this pause means to the world, to every single vibration, the ripple effects that are coming off of you. Every single choice that we make has a ripple effect. Everything that we do when we're rushing through life has a ripple effect. You've heard of the butterfly effect, right? These little things just all of a sudden turn into a tsunami, a tornado, oh my gosh, like thousands of miles away. That is the power that we have. That is why presence is so very important. That is why our power to choose and decide is so important, because we're making an impact, whether we think we are or not, whether we're out here in front of everybody or not. Everything that we're doing, why our soul is here, is to make an impact. So we're making an impact whether we choose to or not. So I really just want to kind of drive that point home so that you see how important you are, you see how powerful you are, you don't miss this opportunity to pause and listen. Oh my gosh, I found some time. Should I just, oh my gosh, rush and let me go into my mind? What's my mind saying? Oh, beep, beep, boop, bop. You know, the little calculated code of like, hurry up and do something else. Let's continue to stay distracted from like really what's going on, or, you know, what might be really the true priority right now. And be with yourself in this moment. So just encouraging you to have patience, to notice what's going on with you, and just to be with that. For me, this is a great step. You know, impatience has had a lot of rewards. I don't expect us all to become, you know, Zen gurus by tomorrow, sitting in the same yoga pose for 3 days. Like, I don't expect that. And you shouldn't either. You know, life is a practice. Life is learning. Where am I? Who am I? What am I? And where am I? And really just being with the truth of what's coming up with that, instead of making up stories about what's true about that. Really just being patient with ourselves. Being patient with ourselves while we learn these things, so that we can truly, truly live our lives and not be living in performance, not be living in scarcity, not be running around with the same programming, continually acting things out, thinking tomorrow's going to be different when it's going to be exactly the same in a different way. And we're here to make an impact. So encouraging you to remember how important you are, to be patient with yourself, to be patient in the moments, especially when you have low energy, when you're carrying a lot, when you're tired, when you're getting it from every direction. There's a full moon coming up. Nobody wants to hear it, right? And like, you know, the energy's high. It's not always about, you know, the atmosphere and this and that, but each of these things has an impact on us. So let's not discount everything all the way down where now it's just like, okay, just let's take into account what's really happening for us, notice it, be patient with it and see where we are, and like let that gift of patience grow. Let that beauty grow like a seed into a flower, and just be patient with yourselves. You're very important. Everything that you do, every choice you make is important, my friend. Talk to you soon.